everybody, Low Carb Keith here. I'm back in my kitchen and it's time to make something for supper. So I decided that I was going to make a low carb ground turkey casserole. And let me show you what I'm going to use. I've got a pound of ground turkey. I've got some cream cheese, some cheddar cheese, some mozzarella cheese, some heavy cream. I've got a bag of cooked cauliflower rice already cooked, steamed in the oven. I've got some seasoning, some onion powder, garlic powder, a little bit of heavy whipping cream, and some seasoning salt. So that's what we're going to do. The very first thing that we do is we're going to prep this in the skillet and then we're going to put it in the oven. But the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to cook our turkey, and we're going to get that in the skillet and get that brown. All right, let's put that in there. And get that cooking. This is a recipe that I discovered online, and it looked pretty simple. I didn't want to do anything too complicated, but I needed to cook something for supper tonight. So, and you know, for the next few days. So I found this. This looked really good. I wanted a kind of a change of pace from chicken and ground beef. So ground turkey, and I love turkey, is the way to go here. So we're going to just heat that up. And turkey, it doesn't have a lot of fat. For the most part, it doesn't have a lot of fat in it. So we'll have to add some other kinds of moisture. I'm going to get a lid and put on that so it can cook a little faster. And cook that right up. We're going to add some of these other things to it in a little bit once the meat is cooked. And then we will mix it all up and put it in a baking dish. And we're going to put it in the oven at 400 degrees for probably about 20 minutes. Now, the recipe that I'm using calls for cauliflower rice, which I've got here, and it is, and I really like this medley, this cauliflower medley. It's got peas and carrots in it. Not a lot, just a little bit, but just enough to add something different to it. So, so anyway, that's what we're going to do. We're going to put it in the oven at 400 degrees for about 20 minutes. You could use uncooked cauliflower rice, and you'd probably need to leave that in the oven for about 30 minutes. But I think with the cauliflower rice already being cooked, then we're good for it to be about 20 minutes, 25 minutes. But of course we're going to cook it on the stove before we put it in the oven. All right, I'm trying to get the cream cheese. There we go. We're going to use about a half of this block of cream cheese, 4 ounces. And I want to go ahead and get it ready to go when we're ready for it. So, hope you're having a good day. It's Wednesday, and if you're like most of us, you're halfway through with the work week, or a little over halfway through with the work week. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and add my seasoning to this meat while it's cooking. I saw something the other day that said if you'll season your meat before it cooks, the seasoning will work better. So I'm going to add a little bit of my Lowry's seasoning, which is, you know, several things. Salt and pepper mainly. And let's see, my recipe calls for 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. So I'm going to just eyeball that. Okay, and let's see, a half a teaspoon of onion powder. I'm going to do the same thing with that, just kind of eyeball it. Don't want it to be too much. And we'll let that mix up into our meat as it cooks. Turkey cooks pretty fast, actually. You just want to make sure there's no pink left in it. So, yeah, that's cooked up. I mean, there's a little bit, but you want to chop it up good. Make sure it's cooked good. Yeah. You know, I love turkey. I could eat turkey every day. As a matter of fact, almost every day for lunch. Almost every day. Not every day, but almost every day for lunch I'll have a turkey and Swiss sandwich. And it is delicious. And my kids at school kind of kid me about it because they know I eat the same thing every day. And I said, well, if it works, it works. So so that's what I have. All right, so we've browned the turkey in the skillet, and now we need to add the cauliflower cream cheese, and add the cauliflower rice. And we want about half of this block of cream. I'm not going to do a half. I'm going to do about a third of cream cheese. And we want to get it kind of small where it will mix up well in there. So kind of cube it or slice it and put it in there. All right, one more, and then we'll be good. There we go. We've got that in there. Okay, so there's my cream cheese that goes in there, and then next we have a half a cup of, or excuse me, let's do a half a cup of our heavy whipping cream. We're going to add that in there. About a half of a cup would be about that much right there. And then we want to do a quarter of a cup of our shredded mozzarella and a quarter of a cup of our cheddar. There we go. There's that, and there's that. And let's see what else the recipe says. 1 tablespoon of butter, which I don't have. So let me get some butter, and we'll put that in there as well. One tablespoon of butter. There we go. And now what we're going to do is we're just going to mix all that up really well and let it kind of melt down, especially the cheese, the cream cheese, and the butter. And get that good and mixed up. You want to make sure that cream cheese melts. That's going to give, the cream cheese is really going to give it some kind of richness and some flavor. I suppose you could add other vegetables to this if you wanted to. Some mushrooms, onions, that it this time, but you could. All right, so that's mixed up pretty well. I don't know if you can see what it looks like. It's pretty white, okay, but it's mixed up well. And let's see what the recipe says then. Stir well to combine. And then we're going to put it in our casserole dish, which I've got prepared. So let me just get it over here, put all my stuff out of the way. Whoops, there went my butter in the floor. I'll get it in a minute. Okay, so we're going to dump this over into our casserole dish. And just kind of spread that out a little bit. Because then what we're going to do is we're going to take another 1/4 cup of mozzarella and another 1/4 cup of our cheddar and put that on top. So that's about right. Just kind of spread that around there a little bit. Here, I'll put it in my hand so it's easier for me to spread. And I suppose if you wanted to, you could use any kind of cheese that you wanted, that you like. But I wanted to go by what the recipe said. All right. I'll dump that out. And you know, I have got a little bit of Parmesan cheese that I'm going to put on the top of that as well. Let me get that. Not a lot, but it'll get a nice cheese mixture. Yeah, I think that'll work fine. And we're going to put that in the oven for about 20 minutes and let that cook. It's cooked, but let that cheese melt and kind of those flavors come together. So we're going to put it in the oven. I'm going to clean everything up. Then we'll check back in about 20 minutes and we'll give it a taste test. All right, so my low-carb turkey casserole has been in the oven for about 20 minutes. So let's take it out. Let's take a look. Oh, yeah. That looks delicious. Turn the oven off. Oh yeah, that looks delicious. You can see it's sizzling. Let's let you take a look. Oh yeah, that looks like it's going to be really good. All right, let's dish up a little bit of it and see how it tastes. It's hot because it's still sizzling, so we're not going to get very much of it. Yeah, there it is. And this smells good. Blow it, don't want to burn my mouth. That. It's delicious. It's easy. It's filling. You've got that turkey. You've got the cauliflower rice and the cheese, which gives it some real weight and heft, and it's fantastic. That's good. And perfect for fall. It's delicious. It was so easy to make, didn't take very long at all, and there's only about 5 net carbs per serving. So this will be 4 or 5 servings. So if you're looking for something quick and easy and and different and tasty, the low carb ground chicken and cauliflower casserole might just be the trick. All right, folks. Thanks for watching. I'll be back in a few more days with another low carb recipe for you.